you preppy assholes. On the 14th floor where the bathroom door don't lock. So happy we don't gotta worry about the cops. We could all get arrested for this, but when the party's mixed, I don't give a shit tonight. Alright. Now she walks in the bedroom fast, despite all the noise from the crowd. Now she's bedless on the bathroom sink. Her mother would be so proud. Gets on a deed and there's a line to go pee, but the bathroom looks like a war zone.
Welcome in to episode 154 of Phired Up. Check us out at firedupsports.com. I'm Mike Gilletto. Joining me as always, Dom Console. Dom, what's going on, man?
Yo, what's going on, man? How are you?
I'm doing all right. A lot of, I'm very hopeful. We'll get into it. I'm a very hopeful guy right now. Things look decent. Okay, we'll get into it later.
They always look decent until they things go sideways with the specific thing you're talking about. So
yes, but it's hope is all we have right now.
Yep, I like the teaser. I like the teaser.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So before we get into everything, we obviously got the Eagles release, schedule release. The Phillies are up right now on Texas. So we'll talk about all that. But before we get into it, we got to continue this movie brag. We've been doing it the last few weeks. We were coming into this week. It was down to 16 movies. Now coming, the results have gone through. We're down to a final four. So let's kind of go movie by movie into the sweet, from the Sweet 16, review those, see if there's any sort of upsets or shocks that we think that happened, and kind of go from there. All
right. So we left off with a preview of the Sweet 16. Now we have the winners of the Sweet 16. So the 1 seed Superbad beats the 5 seed American Pie 2. The 2 seed Wedding Crashers beats the 3 seed Pineapple Express.
I was surprised. I'm not surprised that Wedding Crashers won. I'm surprised that it was a rout. Wedding Crashers won 80
to 20. Yeah, 80 to 20. Yep. So now Superbad and Wedding Crashers face off in the final four. Or I'm sorry, the Elite Eight. Elite Eight. My bad. And then the next matchup is the 1 seed 40-year-old virgin beats the 12 seed Grown Ups. That was a little closer than I thought it was going to be.
64%.
People like Grown Ups.
Dude, Grown Ups is the Cinderella story in this tournament.
Yeah,
the 12 seed all the way to the Sweet 16.
Guess what? And you know what? They played hard in this round.
They did.
They were. It was a tie game going into halftime. But the powerhouse came through in the second half, just like they always do.
Yep.
And then we had the 3 seed Talladega Nights versus beat the 2 seed Tropic Thunder. So now the 40-year-old virgin takes on Talladega Nights in the Elite Eight.
That was a close one, Talladega Nights and Tropic Thunder.
52 to 48, 23 votes. Yep.
That's a nail biter for sure.
Yes.
That's a last second buzzer beaters is what happened there.
Correct. Then we had the 1 seed Step Brothers annihilate the 5 seed We're the Millers.
Yeah, I'm disappointed about this.
Okay.
I voted for We're the Millers. I funny enough, I just watched We're the Millers last night or 2 nights ago.
Okay.
I think it's so good. I think it's better than Step Brothers. I'm not surprised that Step Brothers moved on, but show We're the Millers some respect. God damn, blew him out of the building.
And then we had another tie.
Yeah, I'm curious where you're going with this one.
Old School and Anchorman. So I did not, like I told you before, I was going to be the deciding factor. I couldn't decide between this. So I went to an outside source and had an odd number of people vote. So we had a winner because I was with 5 other people who did not vote in this.
I'm so disappointed. My vote went to Old School. Old School, I think, is a better movie. So I'm curious where this is going.
Old School won.
Good. Thank you. Okay, yep. I like Anchorman, but Old School
for sure.
He's more of a classic.
So yeah, so like I said, I had 5 people who did not vote on this vote. I made sure it was an odd number amount of people,
Okay.
and yeah, it went 3-2.
Did it go
Old
3-2
School.
that close,
Yeah.
huh?
Yep.
Wow.
So,
So this
yeah.
is like a triple overtime game, is what just
Yes. Yep. On a buzzer beater. Yep.
happened. You're right. Yeah.
And then we had the 1 seed Hangover beat the 5 seed Horrible Bosses. So Old School takes on the Hangover, right?
Yes.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Step Brothers takes on Old School, and then so the
Correct.
Hangover.
Yes.
So then the Hangover beats the 5 seed Horrible Bosses, and then the 3 seed Dodgeball beats the 2 seed Knocked Up. I'm disappointed in that one. I love Dodgeball.
I'm
I just think
disappointed,
Knocked
too.
Up is very underrated.
I voted for Knocked Up.
Yeah,
For what it's worth.
it was a good win too. It was 70-30.
Yep.
So it's not like it was very
Pretty
close.
convincing. Yeah, it's pretty
Yeah.
convincing.
So that brings us to the Elite 8. So the 1 seed Superbad played the 2 seed Wedding Crashers, and Wedding Crashers wins 56-44.
Yeah, so this is one I think I commented saying like I can't choose. It's impossible to choose.
So my theory on this is I think Superbad is a guy's comedy. Not that women can't enjoy it. I've said that these last few weeks. But I think when it comes down to getting this far and going up against like movies like Wedding Crashers, I think that's when it kind of matters. Is like women that look at it and say, "Yeah, I just would prefer Wedding Crashers over Superbad," where a lot of men would probably be half. You know.
Yeah. I mean, Wedding Crashers is still a guy movie, but there's a love story there.
It's a rom com. It really is.
Is
Oh,
it?
for sure. Yeah, absolutely. It might be the best comedy rom com. Like you know, if you think about it, 50 First Dates is a rom com. Wedding Crashers is a rom com.
I don't see. That's the
Vince
thing.
Vaughn
I don't
does-
put. That's the thing. I don't put Wedding Crashers in those other 2 movies. I don't know why. I just don't.
Oh, it's definitely a rom com. Owen Wilson's whole stories. If it was the Vince Vaughn story, I don't think it's a rom com. I think it's a full on comedy because he's running from this girl the whole time and then all of a sudden he like does a 180 like out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And that's comedy. Like the Owen Wilson trying to get this girl to like him when she's already in a relationship, like that's Hallmark, you know?
Yeah, no, I get it. I guess.
That's why I classify it as a rom com. It's probably the best rom com ever. It's the most comedy like or pure comedy that's also, you know, a rom com.
Sure.
That's what Vince Vaughn does. Vince Vaughn does a lot of rom com. You know,
Yeah.
he's probably the king of rom com. So that's why I just think more women probably like Wedding Crashers than Superbad.
That's
But-
probably That's
And
probably
and it's probably 50-50 with men on both
Yep.
of these movies or between these movies. And then we had the 1 seed 40-Year-Old Virgin beat the 3 seed Talladega Nights. That was another close one.
Talladega Nights. I mean, what a run,
Yeah.
right? It's. I mean, they went down swinging. I'll say that
For sure. 53-47. That's two in a row for 40-Year-Old Virgin. That was, you know.
Squeaked it out. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, so we have Wedding Crashers versus the 40-Year-Old Virgin in the Final Four. And then the 1 seed Step Brothers beats the 3 seed Old School. And then the 1 seed Step Brothers advances, and the 1 seed Hangover beats the 3 seed Dodgeball pretty convincingly.
They were both fairly convincing. I mean, Step Brothers was 66%.
Yeah,
and the
67 to
Hangover
33.
was, yeah, and the Hangover was what 77%.
77 to 23. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, like the Old School is better than Step Brothers. It just is. I'm sorry. I know it's not popular, but I'm disappointed.
I don't agree with that, but
yeah, this was gonna have like. Again, Step Brothers is a good movie, and so is The Hangover. But I think both of the movies fall into the category of like I just think they're a little overrated. So I'm not even really that like one of those are going to end up winning. I think it's probably going to be Step Brothers.
You mean the whole thing?
The whole thing, yes, the whole thing.
See, I don't agree with that.
Just because of how convincing these wins have been throughout the entire thing. Like people just love these 2 movies.
I think it's. You know what? I think you're either going to see Wedding Crashers or The Hangover win. I do.
Okay.
Maybe Step Brothers, but yeah. So now you have the Final Four. You have the 2 seed Wedding Crashers versus the 1 seed 40-Year-Old Virgin, and the 1 seed Step Brothers plays the 1 seed Hangover. So I was talking to my brother-in-law over the weekend too because he's been voting on this. And I told him, I said, like maybe like the top like 6 or 7 movies could have, you know, the 4 1 seeds and like maybe the 3 2 like the top 3 2 seeds could have all been 1 seeds. Like Wedding Crashers
Sure.
could have been a 1 seed. You know, what else was a 2 seed? Like Knocked Up could have been a 1 seed. What else?
Well, I'm
Tropic
trying
Thunder
to
could have been a 1 seed. You know what I mean? Like, so
Anchorman was a 2. Knocked Up was a 2.
right, those could have been 1 seeds.
Wedding Crashers and what was the other? What was the last 2?
Tropic Thunder. Or
Tropic
did you say
Thunder.
that?
Yeah, no, I didn't say. I think you did. But yeah, Tropic Thunder.
Like
So,
those
yeah, I
all
mean-
could have been 1 seeds.
Sure.
The 3
Yeah.
seeds could have been 2. Like, you know, it's just kind of a matter of preference, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, totally. I mean, listen, in the Final Four, we have 3 1 seeds and a 2 seed. So, I mean, the seeding, I think, was pretty fair.
Yeah.
Throughout the whole, you know.
Also, it's not that easy because you're like voting against like movies that like that are not similar. Like, that was my wife's like gripe with this whole thing. Where, like to start was, she's like, I have to vote between like Malibu's Most Wanted, which she loves,
Right.
but like it's a different movie than Superbad. You know what I mean? Like, so
Well,
there's
sure.
different types of comedies. It's just
Yeah, but there's really no way to not have it be like
for sure. Right, unless you did like a region of like goofy comedies and then a region of like realistic but I don't think there's enough of that, you know?
Oh, yeah, exactly. Then you're forcing movies in one particular region,
Right.
and maybe leaving off others in a different region that should have made it over the other ones. You know what I
Correct.
mean?
Right.
So
Yeah, so,
So-
I've been having fun with that. So we'll have a winner by next Monday. I'll try to have it for. I'll do it. It's 24 hours. So maybe I'll do it Sunday night. I'll have it end at 8:30 on Monday
Okay.
night. So that way we have a winner by the time about a half hour before we start, or maybe at 9:00 I'll do it
okay, yeah, I like that.
if I remember.
so real quick, Wedding Crashers, 40-Year-Old Virgin. Who do you have taking that matchup?
Man, that's tough.
For me, it's Wedding Crashers.
Who do I vote for, or who do I think wins?
Either or, however you want to answer that question.
I think Wedding Crashers wins. I think if I had a vote, I would vote 40-Year-Old Virgin. I love the
Really?
40-Year-Old Virgin.
I do too.
It's probably my second or third favorite comedy ever. Like,
But
it's
yeah.
so quotable, and
Sure.
I think the whole concept is great. I love Steve Carell. Like, it's Seth Rogen, Judd Apatow. Like, but I do love Vince Vaughn too. So like, it's close though.
Yeah, I think I lean Wedding Crashers, but I do think it's close.
Yeah.
All right, then Step Brothers and Hangover.
Oh man, I think Step Brothers wins because I think it might be more popular.
It's probably.
And you
fair.
know what? I probably would watch Step Brothers over The Hangover if it was on TV. But again,
When
it's
did-
so close.
When did Step Brothers come out? Like it's newer than
2008.
The Hangover, right? Is
No,
that long ago?
2008. Yeah,
When did
2008,
Hangover come out?
2010 or 9?
Really?
2009.
For whatever reason,
it was the
Step Brothers
end
just
of-
feels newer. I don't know why.
End of 2009.
Okay. If it was up to me, I would probably lean Hangover here.
Okay.
But yeah, so there you go. All right. Alvarado's in a little bit of a jam here. We'll see what happens. But do you want to break down this Eagles schedule?
Yeah, let's do
Get
it.
into that.
Uh-oh.
All right. What happened?
I think I'm a little bit behind you.
How behind are you?
They just first and third. He just got to hit the single.
Oh, okay. Yeah. He's about to throw the first pitch of the next batter for me.
Yeah.
Okay. I won't react though. But all right. So the first one really wasn't surprised when the schedule came out because it was kind of weak. Leaked a week, month, however long ago. But week 1, that's the game in Brazil against the Packers. How do you want to do this? Do you want to rip way too early predictions? Like what? How do you
Yeah.
wanna do this?
So what we've done the last few years was I think we did an early prediction, wins and losses, and then we did it again, like the week leading into week 1 or something.
Okay.
Because obviously, like they're going to be a different team by come training camp, probably not a different team,
well,
but there might be
There's
some
moves to be
some-
made. Sure.
for sure, right? So and I don't know how much it's really going to change between now and then, wins and losses. But I think that's what we usually do.
I think they I mean, we could get into it. They do have to
Yeah,
find a third wide receiver.
For sure. No. I just mean like we're not going to go from 9 wins to 13. You know what I
No,
mean? Like
right,
come
yeah,
training camp, we might one win or loss here or there.
All right, yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I mean, we could definitely.
All right, so
dive
week
in.
1 in Brazil against the Packers. How you leaning?
I'm going to say that's a win. I think they
I'm
go
gonna
to
say-
Brazil and win.
I'm gonna say it's a loss. I think the
Okay.
Packers are gonna be for real this year.
I think they're going to be good. I don't think they're going to be. I think they're going to. I don't know who wins that division, but
It's a good division. It's gotten really good.
they're going to be. I think they're going to be the same they were last year. Like,
Well, I think it's either between them or the Lions, right? Like for that division. Like I don't think the
Chicago.
the Bears are going to be there.
Chicago has a really easy schedule.
Yeah, I know, but like rookie quarterback.
Also,
who
we've
knows?
we've never seen Detroit go back to back
sure
win
yeah.
division. They haven't done that since like the 30s. So like,
right.
I mean, like trends are a real thing, right? Like
That's why I do think the Packers are. I think the Packers are legit this year. I think they'll.
I think they're good. I think they make the playoffs. I'm not convinced 100% yet. But I think the Eagles go down. I think they win.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends on. Was last year's Jordan Love legit or?
That's what I mean, right?
Yeah, right. Because I mean, it was a very small sample. I mean, the first half of the season he really wasn't all that great, and the second half he lit the world.
It was
on
like
fire,
not
so.
week 9. He or
Yeah.
like week 10 on.
He went
He
nuts.
was really crazy. Yeah, he went crazy.
So, which one is he? The first half Jordan Love or the second half? And if he's the second half, I think the Packers are dangerous.
Like I don't know how good their defense is compared to last year. Who's their running back? Are their receivers like?
Yeah,
Are the receivers going to be the same thing they were last year? Like,
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of question marks still.
Yeah, that's fair. Either way, I think it's a loss for the Eagles. Unfortunately,
Okay.
I think they open the season 0-1. Week 2, Monday Night Football, and we're 2 weeks in, and the Eagles don't play a Sunday game because the first one's Friday. Forgot to mention.
Yep.
I kind of dig the Friday night game. I'll be honest. But all right, so week 2, Atlanta. This one is the home opener Monday night.
Yep.
Against Atlanta.
Against Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins. And the
Cousins.
Atlanta
I got to win.
Falcons. I have a win that week. Getting their first win.
Yep.
So 1-1. I have you have 2-0. All right, so that moves us on to week 3, the first Sunday game in New Orleans against the New Orleans Saints. 1:00 game. I'm going to give him a win. I'm going to give him a win. All right, so week 4. Another Sunday game in Tampa, 1:00. How you feeling?
I think they start off 4-0.
4-0. Okay, I have them 3-1.
Okay.
3-0. I have them win this game in Tampa. And then they have the bye,
Which I don't
week
love.
5. Week 5. Yeah, I mean that's an early bye.
Yeah.
It's an early bye. And also they have in the first 4 weeks technically 2 home games, but only one, in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
It's a weird schedule. So week 5 bye, then week 6 home again against Cleveland.
I got the
Sunday 1:00.
Yeah.
You just have them going. What do you have? 17-0.
No.
All right. So,
But I have them at
Cleveland,
5-0 right now.
I have that as a win. So that's 4-1 for me. All right. So then a week later, week 7, Sunday 1 p.m. in New York against the Giants.
I got them 6-0.
Okay, I am 5-1. The Giants, the Giants are not good. Like it's just I think they sweep against the Giants, and if they don't, like I'd be kind of it's not a good look. You need to sweep the Giants. All right, so week 8 in Cincinnati against Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals.
I got them at 6-1.
425. Yes,
That's a
I mean
loss.
this is tough. It's a tough game.
Also, like, which Joe Burrow are you getting? I'm
That's what I
Joe
was about
Burrow's
to bring.
biggest.
That's what I was about to bring up.
I'm Joe Burrow's biggest fan outside of Cincinnati. Is he healthy or is he not? Like, if he's healthy, I think they lose. If he's not, they win. But I'm just gonna assume that he's healthy.
And last year it seemed like they either struggled to move the ball and they couldn't put up any points, or they would score 45.
Yeah.
Like there's just no in between against the Bengals. So which Bengals show up that week? I have that as a loss. So what's that? 4-2 for me, or 5-2? That'd be 5-2 for me.
Yes, you're 5-2. I'm 6-1.
Yep.
Or no, yeah, I'm 6-1. Yep.
Yeah. Week 9 at home Sunday night
It's a weird
Against-
Sunday night matchup.
against the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I got a win. I got them at 7-1.
All right, I have them at 6-2 because I think that is a win. Because it's the Jaguars. I still don't think. I mean, people want to talk about how legit they are. It's I don't know. I don't love the Jaguars. All right, so week 10 Sunday 4:25 in Dallas against the Cowboys.
I got a loss here.
So you're basically going that you think they're gonna. My guess is how you're gonna go with this. As you think it's gonna be split. They lose there, win here. Is how you're gonna break this down, or do you have them losing both?
No, I think they split.
Okay,
That's just kind of the way it's been.
yeah,
sort of.
right, sure. I have this as a loss as well, so that would put me at 8-3.
Right. I'm at 7.
No, I'm at 7. No, 6-3.
6-1, 7-1, 7. I have it 7-2.
So I'm 6-3. All right, week 11, Thursday night football against the Commanders.
It's win number 8 for them for me.
Yep. Win number 7 for me. That's 7-3.
So I'm 8-2.
So then another Sunday night game in Los Angeles against the Rams.
Again, what Rams team are we getting? You know what? I actually think this is a trap game.
Okay.
I think they lose that game.
Okay.
So I got them at 7-3. Right? Yeah.
Yeah. I think this is. You know what? I think they lose one of these next two.
No, I'm sorry. 8-3.
Pick your poison. I think they lose one of these next two. I'll say they win against the Rams.
Okay.
So I don't even remember what I'm at right now. I guess
No,
I'm
me
at-
neither. Wait. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6-1, 7-1, 7-2, 8-2. I'm at 8-3.
Okay.
I think you are too.
I think I'm also at 8-3. Yep. All right. So then week 13, Sunday 4:25 in Baltimore against the Ravens. I have this as a loss, so I'm at 8-4.
I have it a win.
Okay.
I'm at 9-3.
Okay. Then
10-3.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Do I even have to say week 14 Carolina? They're the worst team in the league, and I don't even think it's close. So that's
No.
a win. They might go. They might go 0-17. The Panthers.
Yeah.
So I also have that as a win. So it's 9-4 now for me.
Yep.
Week 15 at home against the Steelers, Sunday 4:25.
I got that as a win.
I also have that as a win, so it's 10-4 for me. Week 16, 1 p.m. game on Sunday at Washington. I have that as a win.
Yep.
It's 11
That's 12
11
wins.
11-4 for me. And then home Dallas, week 17, Sunday 4:25. At home against Dallas. It's weird they don't play Dallas on Sunday Night Football. I'll be honest. Or night game in general.
Yep.
But yeah, I have this.
That may be flexed. That game.
It's
Don't be
entirely
shocked.
possible. It's a week 17 game. It could. I think I had them losing early, so I have this as a win.
Yeah, me too.
So I think that's 12 wins for me.
So that's 6-1,
12-4.
7. Wait, hold on. 6-1, 7-1. Sorry, I'm doing this myself. On my head. 7-1, 7-2, 8-2, 8-3, 9-3, 10-3, 11-3, 12-3, 13-3. So depending on how. So my theory is that this last game of the season against the Giants, they'll have the division wrapped up, and they'll lose the last game.
Even
by
if
playing-
the division's locked up and they play their backups, they could still beat the Giants.
I mean, if sure, but it's a lot closer if they don't. If they don't.
Sure, yeah.
So I have them. I think at what is that?
You have them
14?
at 13-4. No, yeah, 13.
No,
and 4, I think I have.
14-3. I think. Right.
If you have them losing week 18, I think it's 4 losses for you.
So I only have them losing to. Wow,
Right.
we suck at this.
We're awful at this. Next year,
I
I'm just
have
gonna
the-
write
the-
it down. All right.
Yeah, the Bengals. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that for the one we do later in the year.
yeah.
I have them losing to the Bengals, the Cowboys, the Rams. Yeah, and the Giants. So 4. Yeah.
Okay,
You're right.
yeah. I think I also have them. I'll have them win that game. So I also have them losing 4 games. So 13-4.
13-4. Yeah.
Yep.
It's not too bad.
Not too bad, and that should win the division.
It should, yeah. Considering that Dallas did nothing this offseason. So
Their big move was bringing back Ezekiel Elliott. That was,
Yeah. Who's
That
going to
was
get all
their
the
big
touches
need.
for them though? Like,
Is Pollard still there, or did he go somewhere else?
no, I think he signed with Tennessee.
Yeah. So who else is there? They're not-
They may
they're-
have drafted somebody.
Because they're not. I mean, Zeke is not a number one running back. He hasn't been in 5 years.
Well, I don't know about 5 years.
Well,
but
I'm probably exaggerating a little.
maybe like
bit,
2 or 3.
But, all right.
Yeah, he's in
Let me-
Tennessee.
Let me look at their
Pollard.
depth chart real quick. Hold on. 'Cause I don't know who else is there running backs. Ezekiel Elliott's number one on their depth chart right now. Rico Dowdle and Deuce Vaughn and Royce Freeman are their other running backs. God forbid.
God bless. They weren't able to run the ball last year, and they still won a lot of games. So
Sure. And I think the defense is decent enough to keep them in games. I don't think they're great, but
yeah, and they've drafted very well over the years. So maybe their draft is maybe they get some guys out of their draft. Who knows?
sure. I just look at that running back core and I'm like,
Yeah,
ugly.
but it was kind of like that last year. Like everybody blew Pollard. He's fine. I think he's a very good second running back. Like,
Sure, that's why it worked so well.
yeah.
When Zeke was there. I think
He's
he
the
kinda-
guy. He's the guy that gets the ball between the 20s, and
Sure.
then Zeke gets the ball inside the 20s.
Yep. But he's not there now, and it looks like Zeke just might be
Right.
the number one guy, which is insane.
Yeah, that's enough Dallas talk.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I mean, we kind of talk about it. There really isn't much the Eagles to talk about, but the only thing is, like, is Devontae Parker the greatest Eagle of all time? Like, who's a better Eagle, him or Frank Gore?
Frank Gore. Well, Frank Gore is an Eagle for a lot less amount of time. At least Devontae Parker was like an Eagle for like 2 months.
Yeah, I don't. If Gore didn't even like sign, did he?
It was
Wasn't he-
no,
it was like
no, no,
rumored,
it was like,
or it was like during the tampering period. Right?
yeah, it was the tampering period. He was gonna cut. It was like a Sunday night. He was like, "I'm going to Philly," or it was Monday night, and he was like, the Eagles are gonna sign Frank Gore. And 2 days later, when it was time to sign the contract,
Like, never
he's
mind.
like, Chip Kelly, like, never mind.
Right? Yeah.
But
Well, it's just weird to sign a contract and then just retire 2 months later. Like or a month.
dude. So
later, whatever it was.
people were like, well, he got on the field and saw Devontae Smith and was just like, yeah, I'm gonna go home now.
Yeah, I can't compete with that.
No. There was no chance. I mean, there was no promise he was gonna even make the roster. So like,
Sure, yeah.
I just I don't know.
I just don't
remorse.
see. Yeah, well, I mean, it doesn't really cost them anything. 'Cause they probably don't have to pay him any of that money. Like
No. I just mean in the sense of like, I regret
signing,
deciding to play. Not even so much
Yeah.
signing here, just deciding to play another year. He had to have been thinking about this for a while now.
Yeah,
Like I'm sure he came into this offseason like, oh, let me see what I could get, and if I, maybe I do, maybe I don't. And then he saw, all right, maybe I'll go to Philly and try to win, and maybe I'll play a little bit. And then they saw how they drafted, and
So I thought he was going to be penciled in as the number 3 receiver, but like, who's going to be that guy now? That's the question I have.
Well, there's still options out there. You know how Howie works. Howie works
Sure.
a lot in training. August rolls around, he starts making moves. I'm still intrigued by Renfro. He's still out there. I'm not really in on Michael Thomas. Michael Thomas has played like 20 games in the last 4 years.
Yeah.
There's a couple other names out there. I'm out on Martavis Bryant. He hasn't played in like 5 years. He's like making a comeback. I'd be open to if it's cheap enough, the kid from Tennessee.
Burks.
Yeah. And which would be hilarious because
That would
he's
be.
the pick. He's the
Yeah.
pick that the Eagles fleeced to get
He's
AJ
the pick.
Brown.
He's the pick the Eagles gave them for AJ Brown. They pretty much traded AJ Brown for what's his name? Traylon
Right,
Burks.
Traylon
Yeah.
Burks. Yeah, I thought he was going to be really good, and he's only been in the league for 2 years. I thought he was going to be a home run player.
He just reminded me a little bit. I think he's better than the guy I'm about to mention, but he reminded me a little bit of like Jalen Rager coming out of the draft.
See, I don't know that he was. Yeah, but like
Like a
of it like
gadgety,
this.
flashy kind of player. Like
yeah, but he's big. He's not like
yeah,
this small
he's big.
dude.
Sure,
like,
yeah.
he was a big.
I'm
fast
talking in terms
guy.
of style, the way they played.
He I think what makes Rager such a terrible pick is the fact that Jefferson went after him.
Sure.
I mean, granted, Rager was not a good player. He's not a good player, but like, I just think that like adds a salt in the wound. Like, that's really like the big blow is that like Justin Jefferson went a pick after him.
Yeah.
So
Did anybody go after Burks that like I'm sure Tennessee might be kicking themselves?
receiver wise,
Yeah.
I don't remember. You'd have to look up the draft.
Boy, was that 2021?
It was 2021. Yeah, I believe so. No, 22. It was 22. Yeah.
All right, let me check this out here. It would have been, what pick was that? Like 18?
16
18.
or 18.
All right, so Kenny Pickett went 2 picks later.
Slings.
Well, another wide receiver wasn't picked until early in the second round. Christian Watson.
Watson's better.
But not
he
like
couldn't stay on the field. He couldn't stay on the field.
He's a good player, right? He's not like, I don't think he's like leaps and bounds better.
I would take Watson. Absolutely.
I would too, but I don't think they're like kicking themselves like, oh, we could have Watson. Oh, Wan'Dale Robinson was in the second round. John Mechie the third.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, none of these guys. I've George Pickens in the second round.
Okay.
Sky Moore in the second
better.
round.
Eh.
Other than nobody in the nobody really in the third that's sticking out. Yeah, I mean, it's not really a great wide receiver draft.
Except the players before. Who were the first few receivers? Were there guys before Burks?
Drake London was the 8 overall.
Okay.
Garrett Wilson 10 overall. He's a really good player.
Yeah.
Chris Olave 11
Very
overall.
good player.
Jamison Williams 12 overall.
Yeah, he hasn't been able to stay on the field either.
Dotson 16 overall.
Dotson. Oh, Washington.
Yeah, John Dotson. That's it.
Okay. I mean, Olave's probably the best receiver. Him and Garrett Wilson are probably
him or
two
Wilson.
best.
Yeah.
But yeah, no.
Other than that, a bunch of
Yeah.
I know everybody used to was like hyped on Drake London. He really hasn't done anything.
So Christian Watson, I'm looking at his numbers.
Okay.
41 catches, 611 yards his first year, 28 and 422 last year, but he only played 9 games last year. What did
So that puts you at like this like an 800-yard pace.
33 for 444 his first year, 16 for 221 last year. And he played 11 games in both years. Burks.
He had 16 catches in 11 games.
Yeah.
Jesus. It's not great.
No, certainly not. But I'd be intrigued. I'd be intrigued. If they got him cheap, I think he could play the slot. You bring him in with Devontae Smith and AJ Brown, like
A lot of speed there.
Yeah. Who there was another guy you mentioned. I was gonna look up. Who else was in that draft? Sorry.
Drake London.
Drake
Garrett
London,
Wilson,
that's who it was.
Garrett Wilson.
Drake London was like the surprise pick. Nobody
8
really
overall.
thought.
I don't know where.
Oh
he
no,
was
Drake
projected
London's
to
way
go.
better than he's probably the third best receiver in this draft.
Oh, he had 1,000
72
yards this year. I didn't realize that. Almost 1,100 yards.
Who, Drake London?
Oh no, I'm looking at his US.
I was gonna say 72 for 866, 69 for 905.
Oh yeah.
That's actually
That's far better than Burks. Far
Burks. Yes.
better. Far better.
But to be the first receiver in the draft, that was kind of surprised.
Yeah.
And to go that early, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, there's a lot of time between now and training camp,
Well,
and that's what Howie does.
right.
Howie does the training camp. Makes moves, signs players, makes trades.
Yep.
So there's a lot of time for him to figure this out.
Yep. All right, let's move on. Phillies with a win. They're just, they're not stopping. Never stopping.
Nope. Obviously the Rangers were a 500 club coming to this one, but they won a World Series. Dude, it's so funny. The Rangers are gonna suck this year, and then next year they're gonna win a World Series because that's just Bruce Bochy. Like Bruce Bochy does this every other year. He just wins every other year.
Yeah.
He wins and then they're mediocre, and then they win and then they're mediocre. It's the Giants. That's what the Giants do.
Yeah. But it is weird how off they've been this year.
Yeah, especially with the players they have. Marcus Semion's probably a top 3 second baseman in the league. Seager's a top 3 shortstop. Garcia's probably a top 5 right fielder.
Yeah,
Evan
but
Carter was like the hero in the World Series last year, and he's been okay.
Yeah, well, their young third baseman Josh Young, he's been out. He's been out. He was really good last year.
I'm
been out.
a big fan. Yeah.
I have him in fantasy.
Yeah,
so.
I know.
And then they're missing their two horse pitchers, Scherzer and DeGrom.
Yeah, but like, are they like
they really did, and they also didn't really do a whole lot
yeah.
in the World Series. I think they were both.
I don't
hurt,
think DeGrom
weren't they?
pitched. DeGrom didn't.
DeGrom definitely
Scherzer,
didn't pitch. I don't remember. If Scherzer did.
Scherzer pitched. He was not good.
Yeah,
I think he came back for the World Series, and he didn't have he had like one start and it wasn't very good. But
I think they both might be back around like June, July, something like that.
Something like that. But yeah, they are missing pitching. You know. Yeah, I just thought they would be better than a 500 ball club.
Yeah. Your boy Alec Boehm.
I
continues
so
to
okay,
rake.
okay. This notion that I hate Alec Boehm is not a thing.
Hate him.
I love Alec Boehm. I think he's a great player. I just wish he had a little bit more power. That's all. I would take the homer over like an extra 5 doubles.
I saw a stat on Twitter. You might have seen the same one. That he's on pace for I think 17 home runs, 143-ish RBIs.
That's crazy.
And
that's insanity.
It's the most.
There's no way that happens.
It hasn't happened since like the 1800s where it's been that much of a disparate. You know,
there's no way it happens.
Yeah.
It's impossible. Almost.
Yeah, it's insane.
like Ryan. 140 RBIs off of 50
you cut out. You repeat that?
Oh, did I? I said Howard used to get 140 RBIs on 50 homers.
Right.
Like,
right. Yeah,
I mean, Bohm might. I don't think Bohm wins the MVP this year, but he might win the batting title.
Yeah.
So
what's his average right now? Like 340.
Going into this game is 330.
330.
I don't know what it is after the game, but it was 330 going into the game.
Win a batting title.
He rakes.
Maybe, yeah, he rakes. You know, you hate him.
Not as much as you hate Harper. So
I love Harper. Home run tonight. Love Harper. What? I don't know when that started. The whole me hating Harper thing.
Yeah, I mean, you said it. Not me.
No, I never said it. I said he pandered.
I mean, we have another guy on the show that can confirm.
Yeah. Speaking of possibly winning awards, Rangers was dealing again tonight.
Yep. I'll say it every week. It's like watching 2011, 2010, 2009 Cliff Lee. It's so much fun.
I'm gonna look. I know at one point he was like 5th or 6th in Cy Young odds. I'm gonna do this live. I'm gonna look right now to see where he's at in terms of Cy Young odds. I'm on FanDuel. Let me go to it because he's just been great, and it's every outing he's great. Cy Young, National League. He now has the 3rd best odds to win Cy Young.
Is that after the game?
It's live right now, so I'd imagine that's
who's ahead of him. Sonny no.
Zach Wheeler's number 1.
Wow, really?
Number 2, which I think there's some value here because he's been fucking ridiculous. I think his ERA is under 1 right now.
Oh, the kid from Chicago.
You can't even call him a kid. Like 30 years old.
Well,
he's a rookie.
He's a rookie, right?
He's a rookie from Japan, like 30 years old. Shota Imanaga, I think is how you pronounce his name.
Yeah.
He's
got like an 8.4 ERA,
he's
right?
He's been something like that. Yeah, it's unreal.
He's
been
like
untouchable.
Yeah.
Stupid. I can't believe he's like 2nd in odds.
How do you spell his name?
Shota, and then Imanaga.
I got it. Yep.
Imanaga. I think it is. He's been stupid.
That's crazy, man.
And how many starts?
5-0 ERA.
How many starts?
5,
like 8 or 9?
9. Yep, he's
9.
5-0, 9 starts, 8.84 ERA.
How many innings?
53 and 2/3.
53. Divide that by 9. What does that get you? Like 6 and some change. 7 and some change.
I'm sorry, say that again?
How many innings per game is that?
We're
not math guys here.
About 6.
Yeah, I was gonna say about 6. Five. Yeah, well, almost 6. Okay. I mean, and how many strikeouts?
Let's see. I just put it away. Strikeouts 58.
So about a strikeout an inning.
Right. My math is we've capped my math
how many innings
ability
again?
About
how many
6.
innings again? How many innings?
As he pitched,
Yeah,
5 2/3. We've exceeded my math.
No, I'm saying, how many innings?
Expectations.
How many? Go to the innings tab for the season. How many innings in the season? It was 50 something, right?
53 2/3.
Okay. You said 5
for
and
the
2/3.
fifth time.
No, you said 5 and 2/3, and it threw me off.
You're
We're talking numbers, and I don't know what's going on. So, all right, so he's got. Okay, so yeah, it's about. I mean, it's about a strikeout an inning, maybe a little more.
yeah.
So,
I trust you on that one.
all I've learned is you just have to sound convincing, and
Right.
they'll believe you. That's all.
That's how people become president.
Exactly. You just have to believe yourself.
Right.
Yeah, but with those numbers, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how he's not first. I guess because maybe people in Vegas thinks he, it has to slow down and regress the other way. I don't know. Because what's Wheeler's number? He doesn't have those numbers. Why is he one? That's my question. Because I don't even think he has. Ranger, I think, has better numbers than Wheeler right now.
So Wheeler he's got a 2.52 ERA.
It's good, but it's
5
not like
3 in 60 2/3. 71 strikeouts.
So, I mean, it's a lot of strikeouts.
He goes longer too.
He does. Yep.
Longer than the guy in Chicago.
Yeah, Imanagi. Yeah.
What's
Okay.
Ranger?
Yeah. I was gonna say, what's Ranger at?
Ranger has a 1.37. He's 8-0.
137 is stupid.
59 innings. 58 strikeouts.
Okay. I don't know.
Listen, it's May.
Plus 700 though right now. Just saying.
Yeah. I think they're gonna look at strikeouts, ERA, and that kind of like Wheeler's
Yeah.
gonna have 190 strikeouts, probably 200 strikeouts, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Where like Rangers probably gonna be like the 150 mark, and if their ERAs are close enough, I think that's why Wheeler would out edge him a little bit.
I just looked at NL Rookie of the Year. How is there not an age gap on what is considered a rookie? This Imanaga's 30 and is considered a rookie. He's the clear favorite for Rookie of the Year. But in my eyes, if you're 30 years old, you should never win Rookie of the Year.
Well, it's his first year. It's not about
Yeah,
age.
so, I mean,
It's about your first year.
the NHL, there's an age. If you're under 26, you can't win. Or 20, I think it's 26.
Well, you
Can't
come.
win.
I mean, sometimes you usually come up earlier in hockey than you do in baseball.
Yeah,
Bryson Stott came up at
guess.
25.
All right, with 30. just
Lean
seems-
Howard came up at 25. Howard won at 24.
Sure, 30 just seems crazy to me.
I hear you.
What I really wanted to go to was NL. Where's MVP? NL MVP. Wow, I'm surprised I don't see. There. Oh, all right. I was looking for your boy. Yeah, could you name the top 5 odds for MVP?
Oh boy.
NL MVP. I'm putting you on the spot here. I know.
Probably not. NL MVP Ohtani,
He's number 2.
Mookie.
Number 1.
Who else is good? There's nobody in the Phillies in the top 5, right? Harper?
Yep, Harper.
Wow.
And
What's
he
he
hasn't
at?
even really been great. Plus 1,200. He's number 4.
Okay. And then what am I missing? Number 5?
Number 5 and 3.
Number 5 and number 3. Is Ellie on there?
No, he's maybe 8 or 9.
Milwaukee, Chicago. Who in Milwaukee? Yelich?
Nope. William Contreras.
Oh, stop.
I was just saying,
Ugh.
third eye.
Ugh.
Third.
Ugh. The fuck. All
right, that's third.
Uh,
No, he's
Braves?
number 5. Nope. West Coast.
Corbin Carroll,
Nope.
Marte,
Nope.
Freeman.
Nah, nope. Right state. We're getting there eventually.
San Diego?
Yep.
Cronenworth?
Nope.
Machado?
Nope.
No. Who the fuck plays for the Padres? Who is it?
Tatis.
Okay.
And then
AL.
Marcelo.
Go
So
ahead.
real quick, Marcelo Zuna's 6th, and then Alec Boehm 7th best odds,
Okay.
ahead of Ronald Acuna, who is 8th, I believe.
Who's not having a good year so far? I think he's been all right the last few days.
I think he's been solid. He's been dog shit for his standards, and I think he only has like as of a couple days ago, he only had like 11 RBIs, which is like hard to do at this point.
I don't know, man. I think he's been really bad. Like not just for himself. 253, 3 homers, 12 RBIs,
So yeah, that is brutal. 3 homers,
14 stolen bases. Ellie's already got 30 plus.
Well, yeah. Good. Fuck Acuna. He's such a loser. Did you see the error he had the other day?
Yeah.
He's just a loser.
Yeah.
Stone cold loser. All right. So you want me to do AL MVP?
Yeah, do the top 5. I would say it's
Okay.
probably Soto,
1,
Kyle Tucker,
5,
Gunnar Henderson.
4.
Um,
You're missing 2 and 3. The third one's kind of spicy. I kind of like it.
who's in the AL? Nobody in the AL West, right?
Nope.
AL Central, is it Jose Ramirez?
Nope.
Anybody in Cleveland?
Nope.
Oh, Bobby Witt.
Yep. That's fun. I kind of like Bobby Witt. I'll be honest.
Yeah, he's having probably the least of those 4 guys that I named,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Yep.
He's hitting like 270 something.
He's a
5
fun player.
homers.
He's a fun player.
Oh yeah, no, I think he's
Yeah.
I think he's a great player. I think
Yeah.
he might be a top 5 shortstop.
Yeah.
But I just think Kyle Tucker, Gunnar Henderson, and who was the
Soto.
other guy that named Soto? I think Soto's the clear guy right now. Who's and then number 3?
Number 2. That Witt
number
was
2.
3. Well, 2 and 3 are tied for the same odds. They have
Yeah.
the same odds. So
Boston.
Nope.
Anybody else in New York?
Yep.
Judge?
Yep.
Okay.
So Soto's plus 300, Judge is plus 380, Witt's plus 380, Henderson is plus 500, Kyle Tucker plus 700. And then after that, it's Altuve. It went from plus 700 with Kyle Tucker to plus 3,500 to it with
Jesus.
Altuve. Yeah. It's a pretty big gap after the top 5. So
All right. Well, 7 weeks into the season, we're already talking MVP.
what else are we going to talk about? It's our show.
Yeah.
We talk about what we want.
Well, that's what happens when the Phillies have 35 wins or whatever it is, 36 wins in fucking May.
Yeah. I think they have like 20, they're like 23 and like 8 or something over the last game. I forget what it works out to
Yeah,
be. but
something like
they're
that. Yeah, last
they're
like 30.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
And of course, the narrative will be, they don't play anybody, but it's like, you play who's on your schedule.
But how else do you get to 100 wins? Like, look at the Braves last
Right.
year. Like, the
Sure.
Braves last year had to beat bad teams too.
And you can't really talk about schedules anymore because everybody plays everybody now.
Right. And
But-
and also the idea that like, oh, they're 1 and 2 against teams that are 500. That's current, like 500. Like we've
Right.
faced other teams that are 500 at some point, over 500 at some point. Like I think San Diego was over 500 when we faced them. I think the Angels were over 500 when we
Yeah,
faced them.
it was
too.
funny. So I think they were under 500 at one point, the Padres, and then the Padres beat the Braves, and then like our record over 500 jumped like 2 or 3 games or something. Like that.
Yeah.
But can I be honest? This might be an unpopular take. I don't care about the division. I couldn't care less. Like, yeah, it's nice to beat the Braves and to win the division and blah blah blah
the
blah.
only
But if
reason-
if they don't win in the playoffs,
Oh,
the
no.
division doesn't matter.
No,
I couldn't
for
care
sure.
less.
No. I don't think the division matters that much, but I think it's always great to win the division, and I think it's fun. And I also want to dispel that, no shit that like the Braves won the division 2 years in a row, and they had to sit for a week, and that's the reason they lost in the playoffs.
Yeah, but
like, I want
all the like shit talking that everybody's doing to the Braves fans right now because we're in first place in May. But like, I'm just saying, it could turn around in the playoffs. None of it can matter. They could beat you, and then who has the last laugh? Like,
no, for sure. No, I understand, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't win a division. Like that means
No, sure, I'd want them to win the division. I just don't really care that much about it.
No, I don't even care about honestly, I'd rather have them be the 2 seed in the playoffs.
Yep.
So, it's fun to win the division, though. I mean, I think it's good to win the division. I think it'll be fun to win the division and then beat whoever we have to beat because this team is built to win in the playoffs. Like, I think it shuts up Braves fans. I think it's I don't necessarily care about winning the division either. I just want to win games.
Yeah.
Just win games.
Totally. For sure. All right, so the last little piece we have is it looks like the Flyers are gonna get a legit player coming over here. Matvei Michkov Mania might be making his way over here.
Yeah, so you're gonna have to explain this to me and the others that don't really understand because I kind of understand, but like I also am not 100%. Last week when this happened, it was last week, right? Or over the weekend, it happened.
It was over the weekend, Saturday.
That there was a rumor that he was coming over, and then a lot has happened since then in discussions with like, his Russian team doesn't want certain things. So you're gonna have to explain it to me.
Yeah, so I mean, how far do you want me to go back? I mean, obviously everybody knows he has the contract in Russia. When they drafted him, that was kind of the reason he fell to them at 7 because, it was a risk. Is when does he come over? He's under contract. If he plays out the entirety of his contract, contract's up until 2026. If Bedard is not in the draft, he's definitely would come over this year. He's probably the number 1 pick in the draft, right? Yep. And before he signed,
and then with Bedard being in that draft, and let's say hypothetically Michkov was going to come right over, he would have been the 2nd pick.
He might have even been 1.
Right.
Like leading before Michkov signed that contract in the KHL, people were having the debate who should go 1, Bedard or Michkov.
Right.
But yeah, so then it comes out over the weekend. There's a report in some Russian newspaper that just randomly came out on Saturday or Sunday, I forget what day it was, saying, they're expected to terminate his contract, and Michkov is expected to continue his career in Philadelphia, starting next season. So it's been very hush hush over here. The Flyers obviously don't want to say anything because they don't want to like ruin their chances, and the Flyers legally can't be involved in the negotiation. They can't hand them money. It's by rule they have to. This negotiation has to be done by Michkov and his agent to the Russian hockey team. And the report, again, I don't know how true any of this stuff is, but the report is, in order to buy him out, it's going to cost him $400,000, which in the grand scheme of things,
you want to start a GoFundMe?
Yeah, right, exactly. Let's do it. I'm all game. But in the grand scheme of things, when he signs his entry level contract, is going to be like $920,000 per season. So he can afford it.
Well, yeah. Does he have the $400,000 right now?
Take out a loan. What the fuck? Like, what are we doing?
Well, it's Russia. They don't do things like that. So we got to do a GoFundMe. We can just send it over.
All right.
So if he comes over, you want to try to go to the game, the first home game?
Yes, let's do it. I'm
All
game.
All
It's gonna be
I'm
like
in.
sold out probably, but yeah,
Probably,
I'm in.
but all right.
Fuck
cool.
it.
We'll try it.
We'll figure it out.
I don't know when that's gonna be, but
Yeah.
is the schedule released yet?
No, it usually releases sometime in like late July, early August.
Okay.
What? So all right. So here I was brainstorming earlier. What nickname do you like better? I was thinking of nicknames.
Okay.
So we have Matvei Michkov. It's an okay one. Not great.
Let's let him get here before we call him a god.
My personal favorite, Matvei Himkov. He's him.
Okay.
I'm between the two. I think I like Himkov.
Where did the Mad Russian come from?
Torts.
Is that like a thing? Okay.
in a press conference in the middle of the season, or it might have been it was either Gauthier thing or they're talking last offseason. He basically said, "No, I think we'll be in a good spot when the Mad Russian comes." Just out of the blue, just unprovoked, just call.
I like the Mad Russian. I
love the Mad Russian. I love the Mad Russian.
Yeah. I
love the
kind
Mad
of like
Russian.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. So Mad Russian, then Himkov, then Mitch.
Yeah.
God. All right.
Yeah. I'm not a big
That's-
Mitch God guy.
Mitch, not yet. Not
no.
yet.
No, he could get there, but like, he's got to like, we got to get boots on the ground here.
Right. Yeah.
He's, we got to get him a burger and hot dog and a fucking Budweiser before,
You're right.
this weekend before
Yep.
we call him a god.
The other thing, like, obviously nobody knows for sure if it's going to happen or not, but like, there's been like quotes from his Russian coach, and they've asked about every time he gets talked about Mishkov, he basically is like, oh well, details are wrapping up, or we can't talk about this yet, or news will come out soon, blah blah blah. But they've asked him about all the Russians and their contract status and if they're going to be able to come over early, and he just flat out denies it. No, he's part of us. He's he has a contract where we're going to honor that contract. If the Michkov rumor was not true, I think he would have denied it. So
Right.
I think it's going to happen. It's just a matter of now that it's becoming public knowledge. Maybe the team's having a harder negotiation and wants more money. Like, who knows? But the Flyers have said they want to know by June because they want to know how
to draft, how to
right, yeah, just
build
how to
their
do
team.
the whole offseason.
Yeah.
could change if he comes over now.
Right. Yeah, it's exciting, man.
Yeah.
I really, really hope it happens. It'll definitely give people more of a reason to watch. So
Yep, absolutely. So
yeah.
Oh, you got anything else?
there's
There's nothing to talk about Sixers, right? They're done.
no. Well, my guy's on fire.
Who's your guy?
I'm a big Anthony Edwards fan.
Okay.
So Luka versus Edwards in the Western Conference Finals is going to be fun.
Did those conference finals start yet or no?
Is tonight the first game? Yeah, tonight's Indiana and Boston, and it's every night. So like tomorrow is the Western, then the night after is Eastern. It goes back
Makes
and forth
sense.
every night.
Yeah.
That's the third quarter. Boston's up 93-88 at the end
They're
of the third.
they're gonna win that series. They might win in like 5.
They may win in 4.
They might. Yeah, they
Um,
might.
They're-
I was
they,
being
yeah,
generous by
They
saying
may
5.
walk. Yeah, they may
Yeah,
crawl
yeah.
to the finals.
Yeah.
But,
I also
yeah.
think they would have done that to the Knicks too. By the way,
I don't know that they win in.
maybe not
I
4,
think the
but 5
Knicks-
or 6.
Well, what Knicks are you getting? Are you getting the injured Knicks? Are you getting like is Brunson healthy?
He wasn't gonna be. Did he fracture his hand or some shit or broke his hand? What
I'm
happened
not
to
sure.
Brunson? Yeah, I think
He hurt his hand. I heard
I
his
think
hand.
he-
I don't know what happened to him.
I think he like
but,
broke it.
But on his, but he hit it on his thigh. Like it's not like
I thought that's what I read. I
yeah,
could
maybe.
be totally wrong.
I'm not sure. Without Brunson, yes, they probably sweep them, but it probably goes longer if everybody's healthy.
Fractured left
Boston.
hand. Yep.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, Boston's gonna. I said it from the beginning of the year. Boston's gonna probably win the finals. But Minnesota, it looks like a lot. They're a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's gonna be. I'm way more interested in the Western Conference Finals than I'm in the Eastern Conference Finals. But
Yeah. Well. Yeah. That makes sense.
and then for hockey, I'm actually see. I think Vancouver was fun, but I'd rather see McDavid.
my team. You know who I'm
Yeah.
riding with in the playoffs.
I'd rather see Edmonton
Dude, Edmonton's so
go to
fun
the
watch.
finals.
They're so fun to watch. They're so fast.
If it's
That
not
game-
if it's not Colorado, I'd rather just see.
Dude, if that
Edmonton
game
go.
7 was one of the most dominating performances from Edmonton I've ever seen in a game
Mhm.
7. Like at one point they were out shooting Vancouver like 24-3. It was insane.
Okay. See, all right. So I have the Celtics, Wolves in the finals, and then I have Edmonton and
Florida?
Florida. Yeah.
That's it. I mean, Florida. Are you rooting for Florida? Or you're not even rooting for New York, right? In that series. It's hard to root for New
I'm
York.
rooting for Florida, and I also think Florida wins.
Okay, because like the Flyers fans could have some rooting interest in that series. We do have Florida's first round pick, so the further they go,
the worse.
further that the worse that pick gets. So,
Yes.
for what
sorry.
it's worth.
Yeah, like they could probably trade. You know what I mean? Like they could trade their 2 first-round picks to move up, or
Yep.
trade that. You know,
And
So-
they're in the final four now. What's the difference between 29
right?
and 32?
And 32,
Like,
right?
yeah.
But
No.
yeah. So that I think Florida and Edmonton. I think that'd be a fun one.
It would be fun. I do like that. And I think
Although I
Edmonton
would love
could
to
win
see,
that
I would
game.
love to see McDavid beat New York in New York. You know, that would be fun too. But
Yeah, that's
like
true.
Dallas does nothing for me. Like
They're really good. They
they
really
are good, but like
They're
they
really
just
good.
there's just no like to me like there's no Nate McKinnon,
There's
Connor
a couple
McDavid,
really fun young players.
sure, Robertson
Like,
and
Keep your eye on Wyatt Johnson. He's going to be a superstar, I think, soon.
yeah,
Keep your eye on Wyatt Johnson. That's pretty much the only one. But they just have good structure and a good goalie, and they just they'll beat you down.
for sure. But I just like seeing stars go to the
Sure.
you know win titles.
That's-
and go,
I
go
mean,
to get
I've-
titles and
Since he came into the league, I've been enamored with McDavid. So like to watch him just the first few years were rough, and they couldn't really build a team around him, and it's been tough watching his career because he's one of the best players I've ever seen play.
Yeah.
And just can never sniff a cup. So I'm rooting for him to win. So
Yeah.
I'm riding with Edmonton.
yeah, I think the whole like Barkov to Kachuk
Mhm.
versus McDavid and Draisaitl's exciting.
Yep.
So
Yeah, exactly. So, all right, we're gonna get out of here. Like us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter at Phired Up Sports. Check us out. Check out the site. Mark kills it every Monday with his Rainbows Roundup.
yep.
So we're gonna get out of here, and we will see everybody next Monday. See you then.